Andrew, hit it.
No, me. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the official podcast. This is episode 148, and want to thank you for joining us here today on this very special occasion. I'd like to bring up a recent issue, something I think needs to be talked about, but everyone's too cowardly to bring it up for fear of just cancel culture and such. So I hope you boys are up to the task.
Are you calling us cowards?
Are you
trying to cancel us?
No, I'm saying like the internet as a whole is afraid to talk about the subject. We're not the cowards. Yeah, we're hairy-chested men. So what I want to talk about is old anime versus new anime. One thing that I've noticed is that new anime is almost entirely still images with a moving camera, and it kind of sucks. I'm going back and watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and it's just so much better. What are your boys' thoughts?
No. I think art styles have weirdly improved, but also like gotten worse. Depending on the show, I guess. So action things look great, but the animation is usually very stilted now. And then fucking other animes that are like comedies or whatever look god awful, and the art is pretty bad for the most part.
One thing that has absolutely universally improved, though, and I've noticed that this is food in anime. Food in anime looks so good constantly, no matter what. It always looks good in anime.
It's not exclusive to anime, though. I remember even in the Rugrats, like the pizza in Rugrats looks so much better than pizza in the real world.
Fuck off. Klasky Chucko, the people who animate Rugrats and Wild Thornberrys and all that shit, have the most atrocious and ugly art style I've ever seen. How could you like
have you
their
seen
pizza? Their pizza? Probably. I don't know how anything in that show
hard to
could
make
look
pizza look
appetizing.
bad, though.
Rugrats had really good looking pizza.
But I'm talking about like the actual animes, like the Korean animated shows. I think that's a whole genre of just food animated shows.
Yeah, it is.
And the food looks all shiny and delicious, and I just want to crawl up into that show and just live in there just to eat the food. So they're making strides in some places, Charlie. It just might not be in the places you want them to make strides. They got to cut back from fight scenes or whatever to animate, I don't know, pickles or whatever.
Yeah, it's just something I was thinking about last night when I was getting little semi-chubs watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Every time in a fight in that show, it's just so fluid and so much going on. Then you compare it to a modern one where it's like one image of a punch being charged and then the next shot is just it hitting a face. And it's just two little frames from deviant art.
The other thing is that the art styles overall have drastically changed. If you look at anime from the 80s and 90s, the colors are a lot darker. There's a lot more shadows, different kinds of like line work. Now things are getting more rounded, more bright. So I guess for like action, when things are supposed to be intense, it's not as impactful or cool to look at.
Yeah, it's fair.
So why do you think these changes have been made then? Is it like a budget thing? Have they just cut back on cost?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely a budget thing since it's more of like a well-oiled machine back in the 90s and stuff. They're all really kind of like passion projects. Yeah.
It's also copying the styles of what's popular. A certain anime gets a big audience or makes it, and then all the other anime art styles try to kind of lean towards what that looks like. So back in the day, you had like Dragon Ball and Fist of the North Star being really popular, and those had that really kind of classic manga hard line muted colors look. And then as stuff is getting more popular today, that have brighter colors and more rounded faces and more waifus and more all that shit. All the other animes try to do it to keep up. It's just style. And it's getting bad because it's just getting easier to crank that out quickly too, compared to, why animate a huge over-the-top fight scene when just animating a couple frames of it does the same thing for cheaper, Yeah,
and people seem to be okay with that. I mean, I am too to a certain extent, but watching the old shit back, it's like, damn, this is better. Like, even Avatar The Last Airbender, comparing like a fight or an action scene in Avatar The Last Airbender to an anime, there's a lot more going on in the Avatar fight than the anime. Shit's just very different to me.
Why do you think people are more accepting of it now, though? Because I feel like the entire premise behind anime is like motion pictures being animated nicely. Why wouldn't you complain about that if they're cutting corners and not putting nice work in?
I don't know. I don't know why no one says anything about it.
You just said you accept it as well now. You just said that you're okay with it.
Oh, yeah, no, in certain shows, but there's a lot that I just don't watch. I only watch a couple anime a year.
Well, part of it is
That's not even remotely true.
That is 100%. What are you talking about? I'm not like some type
You're
of fucking.
you're
No,
a
I'm
fucking
not.
anime weeaboo fucking virgin, constantly blowing up my DMs with a new moist meter for some anime that
That's
I
the
don't give a
most
shit about.
ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We've done 3 anime moist meters in 2019.
God, so
I've seen.
many.
Jesus.
Okay, Mr.
Wow.
Fucking porn. Yeah, God, the hentai's actually kind of cool from you. I can't even insult your
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
So-
actually, that's a good. I just want to quickly add this. Charlie's in our game now. We've added our first
Oh.
official boy into the game. We'll be
Nice.
showing pictures of that soon.
Can you
So-
fuck him?
Can I talk about this, Jackson, with Nutaku? I'll put that in your court. Matt told me all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nutaku was super interested in helping Jackson get Game of Moans out there as like a big product in the porn game industry. But then the second they looked into his game, they're like, "Yeah, we absolutely can't touch this."
Yeah, well, that's what I've always said. We can't steal. Oh, I mean, we can't steal. We can't sell. We can't sell the game because it's directly based on an existing property. All we could do is kind of just release it as a fan project, which is what we're doing. But we're using it as a jumping board to add credibility to our studio.
Now, every single time your studio is going to get brought up on Reddit 10 years from now for your AAA title, someone's going to leave a comment saying, they had such humble origins. You guys remember that ripoff Flash game?
Jackson, you're going to be the next T-Series. You're going to go from making rip-off
Oh.
terrible Flash parodies to like the biggest budget HD 8K porn movies you watch.
Well, don't sell the
It's
game.
not even a ripoff.
Yeah, it's also not terrible either. No, don't say that, Andrew. I know you were
No,
saying
I
that
don't-
about T-Series, but don't you dare lump Game of
Oh,
Moans
no,
into there.
I'm making jokes. Jackson's game, from what I've seen, is actually very competent and enjoyable. A nice little
thank
effort.
you.
If we want to
very
go
sweet
through
of
the
you.
humble origins, there used to be a glitch in Jackson's game where you couldn't progress because you couldn't get the key from Sansa's drawers or something, and that I remember that was a big glitch in the speedrunning community.
There is actually a speedrunning community based around the game. I think they've got it down to 6 minutes at the moment, which is fantastic. I love seeing that kind of shit. But what Charlie's talking about is actually the opposite. You could just skip to the end of the game immediately. we didn't add like an end state variable, so like you could just open the final door to see the hardcore smut directly at the end, almost immediately.
Can you toss me that build? I want to speedrun that one.
So it's literally like those third world Flash games where it's like, click the door to fuck this princess.
Yeah, it's pretty much just an image gallery at that point. There's no gameplay there.
I had no idea. What was the old speedrun any percent route there? Like 40 seconds?
Yeah, you just had to click through a few prologue scenes and then skip straight to the Sansa's drawer bit to grab her panties, and that was it.
I want
But
to
man, it's a lot of fun working on it. And actually, Kotaku, they said I don't want anything to do with Game of Moans, which is fair. That's fair. I don't blame them for distancing themselves from that. But they did say that they'd be down to work with us on other projects if we had any ideas. So who knows what's in store for our studio, our little humble studio. But
Star
the
Wars
only news I've
ripoff.
got at the moment is Charlie's. And
Yeah,
I was
Jackson,
actually thinking about that.
I'm really confused that you didn't do a Star Wars ripoff game. I thought that'd be more up your alley.
Well, I thought we could not capitalize, because again, we're not making any money from it directly, but we thought we could release it around the end of Game of Thrones, when Game of Thrones is like, you know, at max appeal, when everyone's tuning in for it and then looking up porn of it afterwards, they'd find our game. But now we've kind of gone over time, and we're still working on it now. But we did release the first version around that time, and we did see some success, so we're happy.
So what do you think the legal fight would be if you did try to make money off of it? You're allowed to do that, right? Because it's parody.
Immediate
or-
cease and desist. I don't think
yeah,
Jackson would
yeah.
even get a day in court. Jackson, if they sue you, you have to roll in a second, in a heartbeat. Just change all the names. Say,
Yeah, my
"I'm sorry."
legal strategy with this is fleeing the country immediately.
Wait, you're not even in the country they're based in.
I'll flee to them. Make it
You're,
easier
you're
for them.
bringing the fight to them.
No, I guarantee you, HBO has lawyers in every country. I'm sure they probably have a lawyer somewhere in Nigeria just to sue some poor schmuck in case he rips him off.
Yeah, I've looked into it extensively. If they do cease and desist us, which they very well could, then we would just have to go through and change all the established property to our own creations, which would be doable. And then we change the name and everything, because all of the art is ours.
You should. Let's all get together and write an original IP porn game. Let's start
That's
our own
exactly
IP.
what Kai and I talked
Why do we have to rip off Star Wars or Game of Thrones? All of those. I mean, we saw their last writing, the last season, right? It sucks anyway. Star Wars fucking eats ass all the way from the start. We can do better. Let's make our own genre here.
Yeah.
Especially now that Kotaku wants to work with Jackson. I don't know if Jackson wants the numbers public, but the Game of Moans did very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most
So
people want to.
I don't care if you guys know. I just don't want HBO to know how well it's doing.
You know,
That's a good point.
who else
though,
you don't want
'cause
to know,
most
Jackson?
people.
Who?
The government. That's right. I'm just gonna break the fourth wall here. Fuck this. This question is too funny. So on our ExpressVPN copy, it says to come up with 3 humorous, sexual, disgusting, potential search history ideas that I'm supposed to be ashamed of. But so, obviously, everyone has done this. I don't have to make anything up here. If you've ever searched for anything embarrassing on the internet, here's another URL. Before I promote our ExpressVPN.com/official, go to history.google.com and look into your search history there. Maybe you're a little ashamed of what you've been looking up. Not that there's anything wrong with what you jerk off to, unless it's illegal. But then again, what is illegal? You don't know what the government's gonna make illegal today or tomorrow or the day after. You don't want these people to know, right? You don't want the government tracking your search history. You don't want the websites to track your search history. Frankly, I don't fucking know why Pornhub has to know what you're jerking off to. It's none of their business even. So go to expressvpn.com/official. Get anonymous. This is important, especially in our day and age of fucking cancel culture. Our audience is on the younger side, right? A lot of 16-year-olds, 16 to like 24-ish. You guys,
That's our main demographic.
yeah, I'm gonna do you a
They're
favor
still the
right now.
generation that has to hide porn from their parents.
Not just that, but I'm gonna do you a favor right now. Go to your social media and purge it. Delete everything that you've ever written. Trust me. Right now you're 16, you're saying edgy shit just for the sake of it. And I get it. That's what that's a point of being 16, is you don't have those walls of adulthood closing in on you where you have to worry what your spouse or your coworkers are going to think about you. But 10 years from now, who knows? Maybe you're going to find yourself donating $1 million to a kid's cancer charity and someone's going to cancel you over 10-year-old tweets. You don't want that. Delete that shit. And also don't give them your IP, man. You think it's a coincidence every website you now go to these days asks you where you live? They ask you if they can send you notifications, and they ask you, this website wants to know your location. Get fucked. No, you don't get to know my location, okay? You also don't get to know my IP. Go to expressvpn.com.
How do you stop them from knowing?
You go to expressvpn.com/official, for instance. Also, you hit that big fat no button. you tell them no. So go to expressvpn.com/official. It's an easy to set up VPN. You download it, you install it. Honestly, I'm kind of, I don't know, it's so easy.
Kaya,
I'm
can I
jaded
appeal
here.
to the cynics here, the people that are like me, where it's like, I don't give a shit that I'm in a botnet and I don't care about my privacy. If you use ExpressVPN, you can watch any Netflix library in the world.
That's
so
too.
very often people will be like, oh, they have this show I want to watch on Netflix, but it's only available in the UK or only in Australia or blah, blah, blah. With ExpressVPN, you can watch all of them. I think that's a really big selling point.
Yeah. Also, if you like
what I use it
trolling,
for.
if you've been IP banned from some website, just change your IP. Doesn't matter if some website wants to know where you're from. If Netflix wants to know where you're from, well, maybe you're from Algeria, like I am right now, actually, connected through my ExpressVPN connection. You can download it on your phone too, and your console. I think there's guides on how you can enable it on your Xbox and PlayStation. I know those are region locked. In case you want to change your store region and all that sort of stuff, you can do that. Easy as hell. expressvpn.com/official. There you go.
3 months free.
For 3 months free.
So what would our porn game be about? What kind of setting are we feeling? Because now I'm all in on this.
What we need to do if we make a porn game
Us.
is we definitely need to focus on characters, because most people jack off to copyrighted characters because the show they come from is, what they're into and good.
Yeah, they are.
So if we're
they are invested in the characters.
exactly, so if we're gonna write characters that people are gonna want to suck and fuck, we got to think of like cool characters that you'd also want to have sex with.
Us.
Just keep
Like
that
I
angle
said,
in your
we
mind.
we are established characters. Unfortunately, the problem is we're just men. So our market is chicks and gay dudes, which leaves out a very big chunk of a market. So I don't know how.
I don't think it needs to be based around the podcast, though. I was thinking we write a whole original cast of crew and characters, and we could be cameos.
That's what's happening with this game.
No,
Yeah,
that's still
no,
a
it's not.
parody. Game
No,
of
but
Moans?
what Andrew was saying is people like looking up these characters because they're established. Like, Charlie, you brought up Avatar. In Avatar, you have, what are their names? Katara and Toph, right? The two girls in the crew, then the main crew.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you have weebs who watch the actual show, the real legit show on Nickelodeon. They fall in love with the Toph and the Kataras, and then they decide, hey, I have a crush on this cartoon character. I'm gonna look up porn of them. That's what we need for our game.
That's exactly.
Yeah, we need waifus.
That's exactly what I did.
We need waifus. It's the number one way that a porn game sells.
Yeah, right.
most
Waifu.
shows-
Thank you.
Exactly.
The
You can go
technical
fuck
term.
Sansa right now.
Yeah, it's a business term. You need to have the waifu market, or otherwise you're going to get crushed in the fall quarter. So what kind of waifus, what market of waifus have not been really explored or celebrated that we could
Well,
totally
we don't need
corner?
to reinvent waifus. We just need to be very good in the field.
I think we need to
we
reinvent
need
it because
our-
notice that most shows that grab that porn audience are like a whole established kind of lore. Like Steven Universe has a ton of porn, and it's because they made the gems, the
Ugh.
fucking little colored girls. And it's like, okay,
All right.
that's what people want to jack off to. I also realize how awkwardly I worded that, but you know what I meant.
Do I?
Well, like another example, fucking My Little Pony has porn based off of it, and it's because it has the horses. Like every new thing that comes out that people want to jack off to, it has shtick that describes the characters. You have ponies or gems, or fucking Mass Effect. You have all the aliens. Something.
Okay, all right, then we take it to the cyberspace. We have women viruses.
I actually
are,
like that a lot.
super
Why are you
hot.
stealing every single one of my ideas? That's bit defense.
Even though that's Jackson's idea, I actually like that. I think that's cool. We could do something like that. Don't you want to fuck a Trojan? Maybe
exactly.
a hijacker? I think that's cool.
And then there's like GILF stuff with AOL back in there somehow.
So our porn game is you just fuck the internet.
Yeah, wait, that's too
fucking
big.
awesome. We should do that. That's great.
It's not that big though. I mean, is it? Wait, doesn't someone already do that by drawing all the browsers as waifus, like Edge and Chrome and such, with like big tits?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we would make original ones. Like we'd be, this is, hi, I'm Net Run. I'm your
Yeah,
browser, and then
like
like
Wreck-It Ralph 2,
Yeah.
where everything's kind of unique.
the email could be
Unique.
all.
They
could be
literally
like,
had Facebook and Snapchat in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah,
That
but-
show,
yeah, 'cause
that movie sold out like nothing else.
yeah, but I'd never heard of it until that movie.
You'd never had a Snapchat till that movie.
Yep,
Or Facebook.
that could be us.
Okay,
Wait.
sure.
Well,
know what
Charlie's
that is.
making jokes. Charlie
Yeah,
had
I've-
Snapchat. Charlie's one of the first adopters of Snapchat.
I know.
Charlie, do you remember? That's a good story I just remembered about you. Do you remember when we went to that digital music concert and you did literally nothing but check snaps all day to the point where you had to charge your phone on a battery bank twice to keep looking at snaps?
Digital music concert?
It was an EDM concert, a dance music concert.
Oh, the Sunset Music Festival?
That's the one. And remember, you just
Yeah, it
checked
sucks,
Snapchats
yeah.
literally all day long.
Yeah, there was nothing else to do. They had like one performance every hour across 3 stages.
There were multiple bands going on at once. I don't know what you're talking about.
At once.
Bands is a loose term for it.
How about this? Our waifus are our sponsors. We can have Blue Apron Chan, expressvpn.com/official Chan.
But the problem with that is, Kai, then all we have is the podcast audience. Not a whole
Yeah.
lot of new visual novel porn game fans are going to come in because they're not going to understand.
I'm completely with Charlie. I think we need to establish our own like separate lore that we wrote. and did it. Kyle, let me put it in terms you understand. It's as if George Miller.
You're too stupid to get it, I guess.
There he goes again.
It's as if George. As if George Miller wanted to make an RPG, but everyone kept going, yeah, what Mad Max characters will be in it? He's like, no, it's a fucking fantasy game. That doesn't make sense. We need something new, something fresh, something original that stands even without us.
You sound like a marketing executive.
Well, we're trying to market this, aren't we? All right, I guess not.
No, I'm just thinking. The planets, it's all been done. I mean, if you take the fucking planets, that's been done. If you take politicians,
been done.
Those have been done. I don't even know if it's legal to parody politicians like that. Certainly not in Australia. Fucking Clive Palmer is gonna kick the door down on Jackson's estate if he turn him into a hot chick.
They're not full porn games though. They're just like one-off DeviantArt pages. So it's not like it's been done.
You've got to take a concept that you can write characters around. Like, okay, for example, Attack on Titan, another one that's got a lot of porn, another big popular media franchise. That's just giants during the Renaissance. That you could summarize Attack on Titan by saying people fight
what
giants.
I mean. I can easily do this with my game by just turning it into a generic fantasy setting. There's nothing directly tying it to Game of Thrones.
But you're not
Except
summarizing
the character's likeness,
which I can
names.
completely change the name of, and they're completely different, not accurate representations.
But the problem is
they're
that that's
visually
not a hook. If you did that with your game, it would just then be fantasy dudes. Traditional fantasy. It's like that's been done 1,000 billion times.
That's a good point because you didn't build up the characters in your game from scratch. You built them off of already the existing characteristics from the books and shows.
That's not even true. I completely changed Brain. That's the name I gave it. I changed Bran's character completely, and it doesn't even revolve around like any story from the books or the show.
Does he sit in a wheelchair and look like Bran and talk like Bran?
I guess you have to play to find out.
Yeah, that's what
The
I thought.
answer is yes. He changed the brand by making him a porn encyclopedia where he traveled through his memories of porn.
That's actually cool. I like that.
How about we reach real far back? Like, think old cartoons like Action Man, G.I. Joe, He-Man. Is there a G.I. Joe porn game, Jackson? Did you do your research?
That's a good point.
I don't know. No, I didn't do my research. I just wanted to make a porn game, so I did.
Even
Fair
then,
enough.
we're still doing parodies, though. These aren't. We need a new original idea. We need the next thing. The next
Everything has been
people are going to want.
pornalized, though. It's Rule 34 of the internet, right? It's if it exists, there's porn of it.
Yeah, that's why we got to make something new that's going to be turned into porn.
In my experience,
nothing
it's
new.
not doing something new. It's about doing something good.
What do you
and
mean?
Game of Moans is good.
No, what do you mean do something new? We can't just invent a new element. What are we supposed to do here? Everything has been fucked and sucked.
That's what I'm saying. So do something good. Just do it good, and people will play it.
This is difficult. Is the
You
porn
know, the
industry
chat is
this
have
right.
to
hard?
make
Charlie, we have Hard Turbo. Why don't we just give up our aspirations to be picked up by butt-fucking
Yeah,
Netflix and
I'm
turn
not
it into
giving up.
porn?
Yeah,
Any
that's a good
minute now
point.
they'll be calling back.
Maybe that's what you should do, actually. Just create a whole slash of characters for Hard Turbo, but warp them so that they constantly get fucked and sucked.
That's probably not even a bad idea. Like if it takes off as like a porn visual novel, then maybe Netflix will be like, it's already got an
Charlie-
established community.
Don't even knock visual novels, dude. There's so many anime these days that are apparently based on visual novels.
Yeah, all of that Fate Stay and everything
Yes,
is all based
all
off the
the-
Fate series.
There's like 27 Fate Stay movies and series, and they're all based on some dinky fucking porn game where some guy fucks a chick so he can give her magic powers through his cum.
Not even that, dude. Not even that. Like, there was this some giant HBO series that based their show off my game. Pretty crazy.
You should sue them.
Well, I know another one. There was this company that based its product off of excellent watches and glasses and men fashion items. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
Yeah,
what, is
it's
that on
crazy.
HBO?
It's crazy. They're called Movement, spelled MVMT, and they make all sorts of products for fashion to make you look good. I think it's a crazy idea, but it just might work. In fact, a lot of you out there might be looking at your computer monitor right now, browsing idly by, scrolling through all the endless waves of text and images and social media and going, ow, my eyes. That's because monitors are bright. A lot of people don't take a second to realize this. Screens have glare. They're bright. They're lights shining in your fucking cornea, which is why you should check out Movement's Everscroll blue light filtering glasses. It's going to let you browse computers for 25 hours a day. It's going to also help promote sounder sleep so that you don't trick your brain when you're up late at night, elevate your mood, lower your stress hormones. It's just going to make browsing the computer all day feel better. There's a bunch of different fashion styles on their frames that you can also choose from. They're not going to look like other computer glasses that you see out there. They use Movement's best-selling glasses frames and add blue light filtering lenses.
The biggest selling point here is that this isn't even in the fucking copy, but they really should write it in here. It doesn't look like those goober glasses with the orange where you look like a goddamn nerd. These look like regular glasses. They're just special lenses. Regular glasses, yeah. But it keeps your eyes from being molested by the screen's rays so you can actually sleep at night. Ever lie in bed, wonder why you're just so restless you can't sleep? It's because your brain is all hyped up from the phone screen you've been staring at all day. That's why. So get these glasses. Where can they get them, Andrew?
That's right. That's right. Everscroll blue light filtering glasses start at just $65. Whether you're at the office, scrolling on your phone, or unwinding after a long day, Everscroll will keep you covered. Better focus, better sleep, better style. Get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/official. Shop Movement Everscroll blue light filtering glasses to protect your eyes and look great doing it. mvmt.com/OFFICIAL. Join the movement.
I really want to emphasize,
hurting your eyes.
You can look like an adult while wearing these, and you don't have to see the world through orange lenses like someone just pissed in your face. They look regular. You can look like an adult.
As a man who wore Gunners for a very long time, I can recommend Movement's blue light filtering glasses.
Right,
Literally,
so
as a man who...
How about Twitch streamers' porn game? Like, let's pornify them.
That's illegal.
So we would make... We would
do that.
Well, no. Would we make...
You can't do that.
You got to remember,
Why?
we're doing fictional characters, so they'd be streamers in our universe. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That already exists. That's Honeycam.
Damn it.
What? Really? That's what that is?
Yeah. Well, you basically run a kind of like a cam girl studio thing.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Okay, fair enough.
I've heard of that a million times, and I didn't know what that was about. Thank you for enlightening me.
Fuck, man, there's just nothing original to fuck. Isn't that sad?
It doesn't need to be original to fuck. We just have to fuck it well. God damn it. Stop making this
I've said that
difficult.
a million times.
Yeah, but Charlie
I've
said
been
it now,
saying it-
so I believe it.
Yeah, but
God damn it.
I said it a long time ago, too. I've
No,
been saying it
we-
from the start. Jackson stole my idea.
We
No,
only
you're
have
constantly
to.
stealing my ideas.
We not only have to fuck it well, we have to be able to sell the fucking without getting sued by some big studio.
Yeah, it's easy. We can literally make an original story, build characters from the ground up with incredible writing that'll woo everyone. I'm saying we just do hard turbo.
Oh, you're
I
right.
think
It's
we're in
that
the right
easy.
ballpark. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
luck,
down.
guys.
I mean, if your game, Charlie, I will sell out in a second. I will write hard turbo porn. It sounds more fun than waiting for a reply from the Netflix schmucks anyway.
Hard Turbo even sounds like the protagonist of a porn game. I don't think you have to change anything.
That's true.
Well, that's not the protagonist.
Literally,
name, but yeah,
all
it's a
you
good
ever
title
have
for
to
it.
do is take your original pilot animation and just add a few scenes of like blowjobs and stuff to it, and it's
All
the
of his
exact same
skills.
thing.
All we have to do is make it so all of his skills can be applied to fucking women and men and anything in between for that matter.
Ooh, take your concept, take your original concept, but instead of him getting a new superpower every day, he has a new person he has to fuck every day. And the episodes are him trying to figure out how to do it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's
Well, it
like
just sounds like rape. Yeah, what are you
No, it's
talking
not
about?
But
rape.
it's consensual.
Charlie, it's
He
like
has to swoon
Hitman,
them,
where
he has to
every
whip them
day
over.
he gets a new target, some far-off alien life form in a distant galaxy, but he
Yeah.
has to somehow find a way to woo it.
That's better. Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
the central command, so we don't get in any trouble. They contact him and they're like, "Remember, it must be consensual, or it will not work." or you will die. Something. So there. Well, all liability removed from people who copy Hard Turbo.
Yeah,
Jackson, what do you think?
It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You guys
Jackson.
will nail it. Get out of my fucking industry. I made a name for myself here. Now you guys are gonna tarnish it.
Oh man. So Jackson, have you gotten a lot of I guess inquiry on it? Because I've had a couple people ask me if the game's real or if it's a joke, and ask me for links to it.
People know where to find it if they want it.
And where
Yeah,
could they
well,
find it?
if you don't want us,
There's been a lot of attention.
Charlie,
We've had
let's-
articles written about it on porn sites. We've gotten a lot of attention.
that you wrote.
Kind of a big deal.
That's good.
No, I've come across a lot of articles on these like backwater Russian sites, like anti-Russian sites.
You
Which,
missed your
like,
chance,
download
man.
links on their
Jackson,
site.
if
Like,
you-
people have attached their viruses to my game.
Jackson, if you
and are now
search
uploading it to
if
different
you search
sites.
Game of Moans on Google, the top recommendation is Game of Moans Jackson. It's carried on your name alone.
Jackson, you missed your window, man. Did you see the Kotaku article about porn games?
No.
No. Oh, they had to walk this back. You didn't see this? They had to write a whole apology
I
article.
saw this, yeah.
So,
I did, yeah.
wrote an article about porn games, Jackson, porn simulations, but where they fucked up was they included a bunch of screenshots of 3D simulated sex scenes of underage characters, like Emma Watson when she was like 12 years old getting fucked in the asshole.
Yeah.
So
What the
Kotaku.
fuck? How do you even accidentally do that?
It wasn't
They have that
accidental.
saved?
So no, it was some person. I don't know I forget. I don't know the author's name, but she or he went to investigate porn games and just included a bunch of screenshots in the article going, "This is not safe for work, by the way. Fair warning. But these are graphic images," and then included a bunch of screenshots of Emma Watson getting raped. And then Kotaku had to apologize the next day for basically including 3D child porn in one of their articles.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than Kai's hyping it up to be, because the article was, yeah, video game porn is cool, but it could be better. And then they used all the child porn as examples for porn that's good but could be better.
Yeah. Real big debacle. That's why you always censor it. Even if it's a fucking... Because you want to censor it. As a man who
Well, no, just
extensively...
don't use child porn in your article about better porn.
Well, of course not. But you at least, if you censor it before you upload it, you have at least some leeway of like, oh, well, at least I didn't show it to everybody.
Yeah, but they talked about it in depth. They're like, as you can see, Hermione Granger's asshole's being spread by Crab's massive cock. And yeah, the frames are cool, but imagine how much better it could be if we used Maya.
That sounds like Kotaku.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. It was the stupidest fucking thing ever. The website that like attacks Soul Calibur because you can wear a bikini, and then they're just showing child porn and talking about it.
Yeah. Wasn't the
That's a good
article
point.
only up for like an
Good
hour
point.
before they took it down?
No, it was up for a little while.
Yeah, it was up for a little
thought
while.
they
You
took
can
it
still
down.
find the archive if you want to read the original article. You can go to one of those archiving websites like archive.li, I think, and search for it. But yeah,
Wayback
apparently the
Machine.
author is Kate Gray. So this is a great. So you missed your window, man, Jackson. You could have been in that article if you just had an underage
Yeah, I
character
could've
in
been
it.
you,
So
baby.
what even was her argument?
I'm glad I'm not in that article. Are you kidding me? That's probably the most fortunate thing that's ever happened to me. They didn't attach Game of Moans to their Kotaku article. Thank you.
So what even was her point? Like, what was the actual reason for the article?
Like
I can
said,
guarantee she was saying that porn games could be better for how much money they're making.
No, I wasn't wrong. I was literally telling you, it was, this stuff is good, but imagine how much better it could be. Like, it's 2019. Why isn't our porn hotter? Was basically the point.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't realistic
It's
enough.
it's a weird hill to die on, though, when your examples are Misty from Pokemon getting spit roasted when she's 10 years old.
Yeah. So apparently she's at her friend's house here. The last paragraph of this article says, "I left my friend's house covered in dog hair. Surprise. Drunk from the beers and potentially put off sex forever. I know people want to have sex with video game characters. I wouldn't say no to Solid Snake and his dummy thick ass, but it's just not there yet. I'd love to see a video with the inventiveness of the Pokemon porn done in a slightly less gross way, with the attention to detail of the Zelda porn, plus the references to the source material that the Harry Potter porn attempted and failed to do. The ingredients are all there, but the cake is still a lie.
Man, I thought I was an expert. That's kind of a weird, though. Why would you do this at a friend's house?
Yeah.
That person got paid to write about which porn she liked.
Yeah.
It's Kotaku, baby.
Oh yeah, what the
What a
fuck?
lucky
That's a good
fucking
point.
person.
At the end of the day, this chick won. Imagine if I'd love to be paid to just write bullshit about the porn I watch. Like, I loved how the lesbians kissed and it looked nice. I like girls.
To be fair, we are kind of paid for that. We talk about that kind of stuff on a podcast.
Definitely.
Which has
But we're not
sponsors.
verified on Twitter for it.
Yeah. Damn it.
Are porn stars verified on Twitter?
Porn stars are. Even Kate Gray, the porn writer for child porn animations, is too.
Oh, wow. Wait, is that a company? Child Porn Animations?
What?
You said even the writer for Child Porn Animations.
Jesus, this
I
girl,
guess.
every single thing this woman writes is about sex and fucking. Listen to this. In My Sims world of only women, Marge Simpson is married to Taylor Swift. Life got you down? Load up The Sims 4 and open a semen cafe. Sexting with a robot.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Sexting with a robot is just about as weird as you'd expect. Dragon Age Inquisition. Let me be a hot mess. Oh,
You know, I don't
just
know
writes
women
about
that
fucking.
well. I don't know women that well. I'll openly admit I'm maybe not the best resource when it comes to talking about women and what they want and what they're like, but I don't think a semen cafe is high on their list of desires in this world. I could be wrong.
I mean, to be fair, Kate Gray's entire claim, like in her bio for Twitter, is Kotaku, but only about sex games, caps
Oh,
locked.
well, okay, so that's kind of her thing then, I guess.
yeah, she wears her
she's
heart on her
cornering a market.
sleeve.
Yeah.
A hero
Sexy-
going where no other writer dares.
Sexy medieval men are waiting for you in robbing Morningwood. Jackson, you should contact her. Like, hey, here's a game.
Yeah, actually, I
you,
fucking should.
yeah, you should. You could
Well,
make.
is she still working for Kotaku after that article?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
totally.
course. She is. She wrote. Let's see.
She now owns a 49% stake in Kotaku.
That
Several
article is
articles
daring,
after
just
that,
the one we
looks-
need.
Yeah, Jackson, you fucking should, man. Get in touch with this woman and just have her play
I'm
your
too
game.
busy making the game. Do you know how much time goes into this game?
Fine, I'll
How
be your
much blood,
marketing
sweat, and tears?
manager. See, you can have articles
Okay,
written
reach
like
out to Kate on my behalf.
sexing my way through ancient Greece in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That time I created all the Greek gods in The Sims and made them have sex. This woman is basically just a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like she's doing sex games. It sounds like she's just playing games and going, "Oh, I'd love to fuck that guy. Ooh, I wish I could fuck that guy."
She,
I hope
Yeah,
those
wait,
two guys
she's
fuck.
a
I gotta know
horny
what the fuck
teenage
that is
boy.
about.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know in God of War you can angle the camera underneath Kratos' loincloth?
Clip it just right and you'll see that his model has buttocks.
A game about slapping an ass gave me embarrassing flashbacks. What a hero. The Fallout 4 character who broke my heart.
I think she's cool for writing this kind of stuff. That's the kind of acceptance this industry needs.
And,
Thank you,
and
kid.
yet, think if she was a man, how creeped out people would be.
God damn it, that's disgusting, Andrew. Don't ever say that again.
Double standards, baby.
Oh, but you guys don't know her plight. Listen to this headline. It's not easy to write about funny but creepy sex games. Oh, I feel for her. I feel for her.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely easy. It's a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, no shit.
What's easy?
And you get paid.
Playing weird sex games and making jokes about them.
Okay, I have
It's
to close
actually
this.
very
This is
easy and a ton of fun.
Kate's great. This is a cornucopia of just weird sex headlines. We should get her on.
Weird
You know,
sex headlines.
I think I'm kind of on her side right now. One of her newer articles, The Uplifting Tale of Dildo Face, a sim who dared to dream.
Sounds like a fucking YouTuber. I feel like this woman just found a grift in the system. Like, dude, I could just write about cocks and pussies all day and get paid.
This is fucking...
What's dildo face?
Do you want me to read it? I guess this is kind of cool. So in The Sims, she made a character whose entire head is a giant dildo. And then she writes about his grand dreams.
Oh man, Charlie, it's better than that. First of all, it's a man who's like disgustingly ripped and handsome, and then his head is a giant horse cock. This is pretty good.
She sounds kind of fun, to be honest.
Honestly, I have no problem with anything she's doing. It's just funny.
Listen to this. How do we compete with this? Her first article is about a game called Fuck Everything. How do you?
I want to point out something also funny about the dildo face article. The very first image is the guy sitting at his computer with a giant pixelated head, just like censored, but you can clearly tell it's a dick. And then you scroll literally one sentence and it's the same exact photo uncensored. So you're gonna see it no matter what.
Starting to like Kate Gray. You know, save for the...
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Save for the kitty porn.
Rehire Kate.
It's an honest mistake.
Promote Kate again. She deserves it. Oh, man.
I made a sex club in The Sims and everyone got pregnant.
This is great. I'm coming around. I really like her stuff now.
I've come around.
These are porn up titles. She's a scam artist. I like it. She's basically just scamming Kotaku out of money to write this shit.
No, I think she's genuinely just writing shit she enjoys.
Yeah,
I think she's just like us. This is the kind of stuff we would do.
Yeah. This article is just Sims porn that she made happen.
It's damn it, her Twitter is private. I was gonna message her and invite her on.
Yeah, this is fucking fascinating. Don't judge a book by its kitty porn, I guess, because she's got some banging articles.
Oh, fuck, I love this. Oh, let's segue.
These are great.
Jackson, you wanted to talk about Twitch fuckers at Twitch getting roofies. Do you want to talk about that?
Hang on, I don't actually. I want to read one more headline from this lady before we move on from her. Angels with scaly wings is more murder and less dragon sex than I expected. I love this lady. You ever go into your game expecting dragon sex?
Yes.
Every goddamn game I play.
And I want it rendered realistically too, damn it.
Oh man, I'm totally flipping sides. I'm all for Kate Gray. She might be the best thing about Kotaku.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I forgot.
I don't actually know much about what's happened at TwitchCon, but all I saw last night was the headlines from Keemstar ranting about how people weren't getting roofied. He said they weren't getting roofied at TwitchCon and it was all a lie. No. But then the very next day when I woke up, people were saying they got roofied at TwitchCon. So it's kind of like a mess. Did people get roofied or not?
Okay, so this started all with some Twitch, I don't know, some cam girl tweeted a photo of TwitchCon, which apparently is a thing, of a dinky little table with a bunch of beer, those throwaway cups of beer on a table, and she says,
Solo cups?
Sorry?
Never mind. I thought you weren't sure what they were in. I thought solo cups, whatever.
Yeah, continue. Probably. I don't know the specific name. Yeah,
it's just plastic I didn't know cups. If you were asking or whatever.
She says...
He's talking about the red cups.
Yeah.
Pretty disappointed, to be honest. I thought Twitch was starting to understand that some of us want the option of a quieter place for the partner party instead of a huge loud party. Also, this is a huge safety concern. How is this the way you're serving drinks? And Keemstar made fun of this because... obviously a fucking Twitch partner is complaining about booze at a fucking party like some sort of a boring narc. But to be fair, all the cups are filled to the brim and on the table. Very unhygienic. I wouldn't like this either. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really not smart.
It's not.
Yeah, it's genuinely dangerous. I would never, ever, ever touch just open beverages on a fucking grimy ass counter at TwitchCon where all of these fucking weird incels hover around people.
Yeah.
I would not do that.
So TwitchCon, I imagine, and I'm gonna say this, I'm going to just assume the worst in people because as you're about to see, everyone here assumes the worst about each other, so I'm just gonna return the favor. I assume this is just a bunch of cam girls walking around trying to find a Twitch admin to fuck, to build connections, and a bunch of Twitch
There's a lot of
admins
that for sure.
walking around to find a girl they can roofie. That's what I imagine a TwitchCon to be.
A match made in heaven.
A match made in heaven, indeed. The irony being, you didn't have to
Truly
roofie her.
synonymous.
All you had to do was promise her that no matter what, you weren't gonna ban her.
That's a Kate Gray article right there, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So Keemstar makes fun of this. I haven't kept up with it, but apparently he had to delete the tweet because somebody actually did get roofied. This is from, I don't know, KT. I don't know who KT is, but she says, so last night I got roofied. Toxins came back with benzos in my system, which combined with alcohol could have meant death. Thankfully, my friends were there for me and saved my life. I don't think I'll be around the rest of TwitchCon. Hope you understand. So she tweeted this and then a bunch of follow-up photos of her in the hospital.
I like the hope you understand. Like some guys were like, how fucking dare you? Get back
You
in
get out of that
there.
hospital bed right now.
You get the fuck
Drink
back
more
at
of the alcohol.
TwitchCon, goddammit.
I didn't fly all this way to not get action with my roofies.
What, you get roofied once and you give up? That's not the you I know.
Benzos, walk it off.
If only you knew what I had to deal with.
I didn't mod your chat for free for 3 years for this. Come on.
So
Probably though, for real. I can guarantee that she got a lot of those kinds of comments.
Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this went viral on live stream fails on Reddit and such, and people said she's lying because at the time where she supposedly got roofied, the TwitchCon was already closed, and she must have gotten roofied someplace else or whatever. I didn't look into that. I want to get to the. This is someone from Twitch there saying, "Hey, men going to TwitchCon," some streamer, some cam girl. She says, "Be mindful of unintentionally pinning women into corners and against walls during chats. If you see a woman in an elevator alone, wait for the next one. Don't walk behind women at night if you can help it. Call out other men's shitty behavior loudly." I like this. I love it.
Be mindful of not pinning women into a corner.
Yes. And
What?
if you see a woman alone in an elevator, Charlie, you have to wait for the next one because all men are rapists.
Why didn't she fucking leave a note asking them not to roofie anyone?
That's
She
true.
had
That
this
wasn't on the
entire
list.
Yeah. But she's not even doing a good job. Please be mindful not to slip any pills into anyone's drinks, man.
We know how you at TwitchCon like to get, but not this year,
We
please.
know how fun it is to roofie people, but remember, you're going to affect the other guests. So please be careful about it.
Yeah, don't pin them. to a
TwitchCon
corner.
sounds like a fucking hellhole. I never want to go
sounds so
to a
fucking
TwitchCon or
terrible,
any-
man. So
any of those kinds
on
of
the
conferences.
So this is a game where nobody wins, right? You don't. So if you go there, yeah, you're right. Those beers, they look a little unsecure. I mean, I don't fucking know who's had their finger in my goddamn cup of beer. It's not good to have them leave out in the open like that. On the other hand, these people
man.
are such boring narcs. They're such unfun people that they complain about
I disagree with
beer.
that.
No.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
That's just one example. A lot of them go there as like a giant orgy. So
Yeah.
for fans, TwitchCon I imagine sucks. But if you're a Twitch streamer, I bet it's fucking great because it's just a lot of sex. Like these people go there to meet each other and like fuck each other.
And
They're
roofie
not-
each other, yeah.
Well, they probably don't roofie each other.
No,
A
these
rogue
are the
fan or an
streamers
admin got
whose
loose.
comments I'm reading, Charlie. These are the streamers. These aren't just
Yeah,
random people.
but those are from. But that's a small percentage of all the streamers that went there, is what I'm saying. The vast majority know that TwitchCon is just a giant party.
Yeah, I assume so, yes. I'm just saying these people have a disproportionate... I assume less than 1.6 thousand people were at TwitchCon, whereas this tweet has 1.6 thousand likes on her stupid tweet about how men shouldn't be on the same elevator as a woman, as though this was fucking Saudi Arabia, right?
To be fair, I wouldn't want like a tier 3 sub on the same elevator as the streamer in there. I think that's just a recipe for disaster.
And of course, people made fun of her. A lot of people pointing out, dude, this is fucked up. Like some guy replied, he says, I always follow these rules. I also step off the sidewalk when any white woman comes near me. I don't look them in the eye because I might make the white woman uncomfortable because I'm a black man, and she might be racist and call the cops on me and get me murdered. Yeah, he's right. If you always assume that any man who gets on the elevator with you is a rapist, you're gonna get people killed with that retarded mindset. But what I really want to get to is Rami. You guys know Rami Ismail?
No.
I've heard he's the video game developer.
Yes, he works at Vlambeer. He co-founded Vlambeer. He worked on Nuclear Throne, Luftrausers, and some other game or games. And this is his tweet. As someone who has literally never drank any alcohol in his life, I think the alcohol culture around games industry is one of the most off-putting things about my job. Try being one of the only sober person in an alcohol-reeking room full of sweaty people you'd normally want to hang out with. Blah, 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 blah. So, boring dude, doesn't like to drink. Now it's the alcohol's fault.
Well, there's nothing wrong with not drinking.
He just
Yes,
sounds.
There is something
This
wrong
makes
with
you a
saying
bigot.
I don't want.
Saying,
I hate.
I've
Yeah,
never
no,
had
he's
a sip of alcohol in my life. I fucking hate alcohol is no different than an incel saying, I've never touched a woman. I fucking hate all women.
What?
not even close.
There's something wrong with him demanding. I don't know if he demanded that other people don't drink or whatever, but there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with him choosing not to drink. There's plenty of people that I know
The-
that don't drink and they're completely fine in these kinds of situations.
The issue with him is he's a whiny boy. He's going, oh, I don't like drinking. Why is everyone else drinking? I don't
It's not
like
his
it.
choice that's the problem. It's the way he's handling everyone else's choice around
Yeah.
him.
Exactly.
Which is what I'm
He's being a
saying.
big whiny boy about it.
No, that's what I'm saying too. It's I've never so much have touched alcohol.
No, it kind of sounds like you're demonizing anyone who doesn't drink.
really.
No, you don't have to drink. I'm saying that this is a convention where people just want to try to have fun. At least that's a premise, right? Any party. Imagine inviting this guy to your party and he shows up and he's annoyed that people are having fun with the loud music and the dancing. Oh, you're playing music at this party? You're serving alcohol?
Yeah, that's where we agree.
God.
That's where we agree. It doesn't matter whether he drinks or not. You can go to a party sober and still have fun. But if you're going to be like, oh, I hate drinking so much. Why? Oh, you're all drinking. Fuck you. This sucks. Like, then you're a real bitch. That's when people don't like you.
Yeah. Or don't go to that party. It's really that simple. Is you're serving alcohol, you're having fun at this party, you're playing music.
Wait,
I don't enjoy that.
was Rami even at the party? He's a fucking game dev.
No, he wasn't. So if you go to Rami's,
Why is he weighing in?
Then why is he complaining about
Because it's
something?
Twitter. Everyone fucking joins in on these
if you go to
things.
Rami's Twitter, it's the most joyless corner of the planet. He doesn't have fun with anything. He doesn't like anything. It's always complaining about some unionization and people are drinking too much. And why are you having fun? And this is problematic and that's not right. And you're a bigot. It's the most joy-sucking human being on the planet. But I guess this is the mindset they have now at TwitchCon. Except for the Twitch admins who go around
But he
roofing
wasn't
people.
at TwitchCon.
This is a mystery.
This
There's
is
a lot of things going on here.
Yeah. But the point is, so these are the kind of tweets, am I wrong? These are the kind of tweets you would expect from a boring Catholic mom, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. If you're a young human of any denomination, you wouldn't be ranting about fucking alcohol being served or I've never touched alcohol. I don't know why these people have fun drinking and listening to music. Back in my day, we just read the Bible.
Well, Remy is right though. If he got his way, no one would have got roofied.
Yeah, they
He
would have
did have
just
a solution, to be
gotten
fair.
raped
That's
by
true.
priests in the mouth. So, come on. What a bunch of assholes.
I like that old throwback to like the 13th century. Oh, I'm tired of all these people and their music. Ugh. Everyone listening to music. What's wrong with society?
God, fun is banned. You know what? Fuck these people. I like Kate. Kate Gray. You know what?
Kate's great.
Kate sounds like fun.
Kate's
Kate sounds
good.
like the kind of woman who'd go to this party and she'd be like, "Where's the semen cocktails? Let's get this party started."
Did I ever tell you streamers about the time I made the Greek gods fuck in The Sims?
Where's the nearest cock? I'm ready to suck.
And 2 minutes later, she gets banned.
Yeah, knowing Twitch.
Kate's throwing her ass in a circle on the big stage of the live stream and the tits come out. Woohoo! That's Kate Gray, baby. I love people like that now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's better than these
complete
new
180.
Amish people. It's better than this attitude of Puritan, boring. Let's study the Bible instead of listening to music and drinking. Jesus Christ.
Well, people are complex. They have many different.
The Bible's pretty cool too, to give it credit.
It's pretty hardcore.
You ever
yeah.
read the Bible? It's got some cool shit in there.
Yeah, it makes for good
Actually,
party
we could
reading.
make a Bible porno.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a thing, I'm sure.
That's
We'd get in so much trouble, but it'd be cool.
That's really
God.
good.
Yeah, if he was real, Andrew.
That'd be really good publicity for the game, though. The most unchristian abomination ever.
Nah.
And they'd rally against us.
What Christians?
Wubba lubba dub dub. What do you mean, what Christians? There's still thousands and thousands
still
of them.
one
Yeah,
billion.
Popular religion.
Dying on their
Let's undersell it a
deathbeds.
bit. Still 1 billion Christians on the planet.
Yeah, on their deathbeds with no
Also-
power or anything. They're not writing articles that anybody cares about. When's the last time you heard about the Westboro Baptist Church? They're not going to protest us and give us publicity. It's people like Grammy.
That's a very, very, very small sect of Christians. There's plenty of Christians out there that you don't know are Christian.
What's that new
billion
Amazon?
people.
Yeah, but what was that Amazon show pretty recently about the devil and the angels working together, and then the Christians rallied against it, but then they got the name wrong and where it was hosted wrong?
American Gods?
No. It was like a.
Simon Pegg, right? Or the guy who looks like Simon Pegg?
Looks like.
He doesn't really. It has David Tennant in it.
That's the one.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the show, but the Christians rallied against it really hard. Oh, Good Omens.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
That's on
but-
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Amazon.
Booming.
But they said it was on Netflix. They're like, calling all Christians, it's time we fight the Lord's war. They're coming to us now with the Good Omens, finally taking a firm stance against God.
I heard
Let's
about
rally
that.
together.
Yeah, but that's been going
That
on.
small
It's always
subsect-
just 2.5 people since, I don't know, the 1950s protesting
lot.
something.
I mean, that small subsect, though, has been around since literally ever. Like, Pokemon fucking came out, and there was a huge Christian sect going, oh, it's evolution, it's against the Bible, and it's the devil, fuck it. But my point is that there's literally 1 billion Christians on the planet. There's plenty of people where even if we made a Jesus porn game that are more sensible, that would be like, I don't like this. This isn't great. I
yeah,
don't
but
appreciate it.
what website do they write on, Andrew, where you would hear of that, other than Facebook?
I guess that's true.
They're
To a
not
degree.
writing on Polygon, they're not writing on Kotaku or Vox or Slate or IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or any of these websites. If you want to offend, you have to drink beer. That really pisses off people like Rami, who've never had beer in their lives, or any alcohol, or any women, or anything. TwitchCon sounds...
I guess, but I like the idea of a biblical porn game.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of
think
cool.
it's cool.
Nah, it's
But
done
we
to
focus
death.
we focus on the lesser known characters, not just like the big Jesus and whatever. We bring
Oh,
in
I
like,
like that.
old Roman emperors and shit.
Like, Donkey Ollie porn game.
Yeah, oh, wait, that could work really well. Like, Jesus could still be our main character, but he's a virgin. He's, like, really shy, so he plays, like, the tsundere, and he's going through, like, this entire game of, like, full-on sex, and he's like, oh, that looks kind of cool, but I know I shouldn't. You know, that kind of deal.
He's like...
That could be
You guys
really
have to think about what the audience
Imagine
wants.
being that much of a weeb, Charlie, and not knowing what a tsundere would do.
He's super into his
Good on you,
mom.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Thank you.
If he was a real tsundere, he'd be all like, "I don't want you to suck my dick," but if you feel like it,
This is one of those situations where it's better to be wrong.
Maybe, yeah,
absolutely correct.
but I like it. Yeah, maybe in the game, like he's super into his mom, but his mom, Mary, she wants to stay a virgin, so she says, "No, I'm not gonna suck your dick." She's maybe the tsundere, like, "Baka, get away from me," and then Jesus is like, "Gosh, I really gotta fuck something. I don't know what." And then you hear Donkey Ollie braying in the distance.
I'm going to steal this from the chat. I don't think that was the intention, but I like it. The title of the game should be "Oh Christ," like "Oh Christ."
That's pretty solid.
It's pretty good.
That's not bad. I think there's potential with that.
There is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was my
The
idea.
3D models.
Yeah, it was.
If you would love to see
Yet another Jackson idea that's gonna get stolen.
if you would love to see a fleshed out porn game, like actual production value and writing and
Then
characters
there's Game of Moans.
based on
Let's
the
move on.
Bible, I would love to hear your feedback on that. I would love to know garner audience response retention.
TeamGodwoods.com.
One that's
We
not
should
going to
just start
get
throwing
sued.
the Bible into everything.
They haven't sued
Yeah.
us yet.
Can you sue?
It's
You
coming.
can't sue over the Bible. Who's going to sue you?
Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
saying.
talking about Game of Moans.
Jackson's going to get sued out of existence very soon, but the Bible is uncopyrighted and
No,
Bible's
I'm not.
fucking public domain.
yeah.
I'm not directly selling the game. They
Oh
cost
my
me.
god, wait, that might I just had another idea. We do fucking public domain fairy tales for our game. Like Tarzan and Peter Pan and princesses and all that shit fucking each other.
Yeah,
Shit they
okay.
can't copyright.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, think about it. You
like
get
that.
like fucking Rumpelstiltskin blowing fucking Cinderella. Shit that literally is so old it can't be copyrighted.
Ooh, I like that
We
actually.
don't do the
like-
Disney. We don't do the Disney version because Disney will sue us. But we do like the old actual Grimm Brothers fairy tales and shit. The ones that are super old.
dude, all of them
Classic
like have
stories.
can they like have them cross match, like have the gummy bears fuck Snow White instead of the midgets?
Well, are the gummy bears? The gummy bears aren't public domain. It's a mascot.
Are they not? Oh. Well, they
No,
had a
that's-
cartoon.
that's a-
I think is the gummy bear cartoon different from the gummy bear food? I don't know.
I don't believe so. I believe it was made to promote the food.
Oh. Oh, that's clever.
Yeah,
Huh.
it is. That used to happen a lot. There was back in the fucking 80s and 90s. There was a lot of cartoons literally just to promote shit. Fucking He-Man, the one that you brought up earlier. He-Man was literally just made to promote the line of toys. That's the only reason it existed. Just so people would buy the toys. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if we don't do the Disney versions. We do like the old kind of fucked up versions of the tales. Like, I don't know. In Sleeping Beauty, like in the original Sleeping Beauty, the prince fucks her while she's sleeping to bring her back to life instead of just kissing her. Like, we could work that into the game, but she signed a consent waiver.
Cutting out a lot. I'm not hearing anything.
What happened? But I was gonna say the Sleeping Beauty just signs a consent waiver. She's like, while I'm asleep, this man may fuck me. Work that into the story. The witch that eats the children, they get a vor section for Hansel
There's
and
a lot
Gretel.
to work with.
Yeah.
That's really what you have to lean into when you're making a porn game. I've noticed is there's so many niche communities around the internet. You really have to figure out what fetishes have the most bang for your buck. So I've been trying to work in a scene to Game of Moans where a giant vores you and you get shoved up the giant pussy, because that's something that I've noticed a lot of people on the internet like. And then there's also feet, but we'll get into that at some point.
I also like the title we could have public domain, but the DOM is capitalized.
Ooh.
No, that's lame.
That's not
I think that's
lame.
cool.
Fuck you.
I love
Yeah.
That's pretty lame.
I love
You're only dealing with
Jackson's
doms.
whimsical and innocent description of what happens when you fuck it, and then you get shoved up the giant pussy.
I don't sound like that.
What's
It was
wrong
so
with that?
Funny, though.
A lot of people want
it's
to be
cute.
life dildos.
It was so cute.
So no, I don't know.
I
My
enjoyed it.
internet fucked out there, but I brought up like public domain composers like Mozart and Bach. Like, can't we make porn of
Oh,
them?
that's great too. Well, those are historical people. That's
Yeah, let's make porn of historical people. How much porn is there of Napoleon?
Probably not
well,
enough.
people probably don't want to fuck Napoleon.
You don't know
No,
that.
they don't know that yet.
We can make him sexy.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right, we have a game where the premise is you've traveled through different points in time, like Bill and Ted, and you're getting together all the studs of history, and you got to romance them and fuck them, and you get them all together.
How about
That's a
hate
good idea.
fucking? Is that a good subgenre? Like, I just remembered because I brought up the Westboro Baptist Church. You guys remember Fred Phelps, the patriarch of the Westboro Baptist Church?
The hero.
Yeah, he died, and he died renouncing his own religion. But what if you could like have a game where you get to fuck him in the ass? That could be fun.
That
what
already
he would've
exists.
wanted.
That already exists as parodies, though. You're not going to make money off of that.
Damn
No
it.
one's going to pay for that. Yeah.
Well, nobody's
Like,
gonna pay
if
for
you
Fred
wanna-
Phelps, like I said. Like that's not a contemporary guy, but let's find somebody that everyone hates and have him fucked in the ass and sell it.
I don't think people would pay for that, though. I wouldn't pay for it.
Hmm.
Like, if you made a compelling game of fucking that had a decent story and characters and was long enough, I'd, buy it for entertainment value or consider it, or people like me would. But just to get a parody of like, oh, fuck, you get to fuck this guy in the butt, like, why would I pay for that?
Isn't the whole media based on
Not
this
worth
though?
money.
I feel like you could if you made different versions of the game and sell it to different political parties, like different DLCs. Hey, fuck this guy. Fuck this politician you don't like. Here is a pastor you've heard of but you don't like. Fuck him. Fuck his mouth.
Now, I feel like that's illegal to some degree. Or not illegal, but more they'd take it down or cease and desist.
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Jackson, do you know, like, could we fuck Clive Palmer in his mouth?
I'm sure this is a man that's made like meme games of himself. I'm sure he'd be honored.
Like, he'd be
Wait,
into
what?
it?
If
No, not
if-
anymore.
honestly, as long as you're doing it in a loving way and you make him look really good at the same time, I'm sure he'd be into it, Charlie.
I don't know if
You
it
give him
would
like
be
a
loving.
six pack.
I don't know about that.
If it's a gentle fuck, he'll take it.
No, it's not gentle. I'm
But
not
isn't-
into gentle.
But isn't our point trying to be to establish like a whole actual universe, something that wouldn't be touched by copyright or by litigation?
Yeah, but how do we get that kick-started? All we have right now is the official podcast. Where do we go from there? What do we do? You can't just start with the porn game.
Wait,
I don't think
that's
we
what
can.
Jackson did.
All we have right now is Donkey Ollie and Hard Turbo.
Man, what a shitty porn game.
Fuck you.
I mean, porn games don't, as far as I know, make money by selling like retail copies. You can't really sell a porn game online for $10, which is why parody works, because then you could just
yeah, you
open up
can,
an
though.
online tip jar.
Porn games are on fucking
What?
Steam now and they make money.
yeah.
You can totally do it in this
Visual
day and age.
novels.
If your characters and world, it's all based around what I was talking about earlier, where you have characters that people are invested in and lore and series and world building, because that's why people more and more now are jacking off to copyrighted characters. So that's why we need to make a porn game that has a cast of cool characters and a good lore and world building that just also has sucking and fucking, and people will love it. It'll make billions. But we have to get around copyright. That's
Yeah.
the problem. So we have to be
So you
creative.
just do what I did and storm right through it.
Just plow through it with a
Pretend it
fucking
doesn't
hammer.
exist.
Yeah, that'll work.
Alrighty, I gotta get going. So do you want to wrap up?
Sure. If you want pornography of us, I don't know where I'm going with that. Thank you for listening to this porn-filled episode of the official podcast. Tell them about it, Jackson.
You can head on over to patreon.com/theofficialpodcast if you want to listen to any one of our 40 bonus episodes. We recorded one last night. It was a whole lot of fun. You can listen to that over at patreon.com/theofficialpodcast. We appreciate all semblance of support, even if you're just watching it here on YouTube or iTunes or Spotify, anywhere. Doesn't matter to us. We love the fact that you're listening. So thank you very much.
On Patreon, Jackson admitted his use of the N-word. If you would like to tune into that, you can listen to the last episode.
Now I'm going to have to make another apology
Yeah.
next week.
There's
Now
a
this is
big,
brought up
shocking
again.
surprise in that episode. You should check it out.
I didn't say. Go listen to the bonus so that I'm exonerated from all charges. Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll see you
Thanks,
next week.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.